legit barber right here.
Hey, how you doing?
You know what I'm saying?
Good, how you doing?
You know who this guy is?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No doubt, no doubt.
Do you remember what these guys used to do as kids over here?
Everything. I know they are. I know my son, they used to sneak out my window, back window there. He used to stay here. He used to stay here more than he did at home.
Okay. That's what I'm telling you. I was living way up in Altadena at the time. I'll be right over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? If they don't let me in, legit open the back window and let me in, they'll find me sleeping in the closet the next day. Hiding in the closet.
For the dime moves and the lokes, for the 6-4s on spokes, for the OGs that did a dime, came back around on parole, for the homegirls with the scrap game, lil' homies that gang bang, from Pelican Bay to YA, rearrange your mind frame. Yeah, I know what you been through, shit you had to go tend to. Your mama gave birth on the turf, I know them killers you kin to. This for the lost generation, broke as hell, man.
Lifting weights and I was on swole, they start calling me Big Miz.
Original stutter box, East Side 5, who's Pebble on Bishop, Mill City Gangsta Bloods.
kevmacvideos, you know, this is for sure, kevmacvideos, open your soul.
This is the beginning.
Did you know he still lived here?
Who, legit?
No, the pop.
Yeah. I came by yesterday to see him, but he wasn't home.
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah.
He was just in Atlanta a couple of months ago. When, you know, legit passed.
Well,
We had to wake at my house. Yeah. He was down there.
it's been over a year though.
Oh, so yeah? My goodness.
He calls your son legit. What's that about? What does that even mean?
Well, that was his nickname. You know, his name was Lawrence, and they called him. You know, we called him Larry, but he picked legit. And he was soon, you know. I know his name is Anthony. I know his name.
No doubt.
And what did they do with those names?
Oh, they used to do a lot of painting. They say your book. You ever see your book? They seen the book?
Oh yeah. They know. They trying to figure out if you knew.
Oh yeah. I got a copy of the book.
No doubt.
They was my son got kicked out of school for painting in
What year?
Hamilton.
At Hamilton?
Yeah, Hamilton is down there. Where is that at now? Down it's going towards Cover City. He was painting there. His murals are in the school.
Would you discipline him for writing on walls? Was that an issue in your house?
Yeah, well, he didn't write on the walls. His mother allowed him to paint one wall, but it was a wall that you can't see when you walk past the window. You know, walk past the door.
Room.
You know, but he painted one wall there.
So
he didn't do anything on the window there. You know.
You don't remember suing in legit name up and down Venice on the walls?
Oh yeah, I know they did that. Yeah, I know that. I've been living here for 50 years, man.
Where were you born and raised at?
Detroit, Michigan. Yeah, raised there.
Do you have any New York ties?
No.
So your son is not from New York?
No. He told everybody he was from New York. No. He went to New York before I knew it too. When he was 15 or somewhere around there. You know, one day he went camping, supposedly with some friends, you know, and for the weekend. He called me up, said that they stopped him off and dropped him off at the airport to come pick him up. So I did, you know. I know what he was doing at the airport, you know. But something wasn't right. And so that next day, I was checking his bags, and I saw this ticket from New York, and there was some name on there like Schwarzenegger. You know what I mean? You know, that's how odd it was. Back in those days, all you needed was a ticket.
Right.
And he had been in New York, and we didn't even know it. You know.
So he's born and raised in Los Angeles?
He's born and raised in Los Angeles, but he told everybody that he was born in New York.
What was that about?
He just wanted to be from somewhere else, you know. Even people that knew he was born here, he tell her, well, my son told her he stretched the truth quite a bit. He stretched the truth quite a bit, you know.
So what year did you land in Los Angeles?
I came in '58.
So you've been in this house since 1958?
No, 67.
67?
That's when I was born. I'm 53.
Wow, what was the neighborhood like when you moved here in 67?
It was mainly white.
You didn't
Just
have,
a couple of black people living here.
you didn't have no problems with the whites moving here in the 60s?
No, not really. No. But they moved out. But I guess that was right before they had that was right before the riot, the original riots. Right after the riot.
Right after.
The riots was in 65.
Yeah.
And then they started moving out then. But 67, we didn't have any problems.
What was the name of this neighborhood when you first moved here? Did they have a name for it?
It was just called Midtown, something like that. It didn't have really a name, back in those days. They didn't name neighborhoods then,
East side, west side?
Yeah, it was the west side, yeah, Because when the riots came, they came out as far as Crenshaw, which is the next big street going that way. I mean, about a mile down. That's where the troops was. But we lived on this side of the riots. Everything on that side of Crenshaw was they called it Watts, but it really wasn't Watts. Yeah.
And what made you move from Detroit to LA? What was the point?
My father was out here, my mother was there, and I was getting in a little trouble, and she sent me out here to stay with my father, and I never went back.
So father like son, you both were rebels.
Yeah,
You and your son. Huh?
He looked
Larry look like he do.
You put Larry over here right now. He's like two Larrys, straight up, two alphas. Two alphas.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is for real, man.
So let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Before your son and before Soon was spray painting all these walls over here, was there graffiti on the walls when you first moved over here?
No, there was.
So who you blaming on? Your son and this guy?
Well, I didn't really know who to blame on at the time, but I know who I blame it on now. No, it wasn't. No, we didn't have no graffiti back in those days,
That's cool.
It was a different time, But it was good when he moved to New York. It was during times when the police was really bad out here then, and because he used to get stopped for they stopped him for anything, he got stopped on the bus one time. I remember he playing back when they had the boom boxes. He was on the bus and he was playing it. He didn't turn it off, and they threw him off the bus. And when he was walking off, some white man was talking to him and spit on him, and he kicked the man. And when he got off the bus, instead of him leaving, he stayed around there, and they arrested him for assault with a deadly weapon, And I had to go get him out of jail, but they told me that we don't want you, we don't like your kind here. That's what they told me, but they told him differently. They told him it was in Hollywood, we don't want you niggas in Hollywood. And they were shooting young kids then. And I was kind of glad when he left. Because he was getting too much, police were getting too much trouble, That was in the 80s somewhere. Yeah.
So look, when you first came to LA, where did you first move to?
I moved in LA, and then after a year, I moved to Santa Monica. That's why I stayed in Santa Monica.
Did you land on the east side like the rest of the blacks?
No,
You came straight to the west side?
Yeah.
How much were the houses going for in Los Angeles back in the 50s and 60s? What was the prices of those
Price
houses?
of houses? I paid a lot of money for this house, man.
In the 60s?
Yeah, I paid $42,500.
Because we got apartments in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get a house for
$42,000 you paid for this house.
$42,000.
And that's a lot to you?
But,
Back then.
then it was, yeah. It was a lot of money then.
And you own this all the way to the back?
Yeah, I got 3 apartments in the back.
For $42,000.
42,000. I can't even get my driveway redone for that.
That was a good investment.
Oh yeah, it was.
Did you look at it as an investment at that time, or you was looking at I need somewhere to live?
Well, my wife was looking for somewhere else to live and an investment, you know. And it was her idea, so it was a lot of money. We was paying like $85 a month for rent where we staying. And when we moved here, our note was like, it was $255. Plus we had a second of $112, so that was a lot of money, you know. But our rents was only like $70 a month for an apartment then.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And the property tax is what, like $500 here?
That's.
I mean, you bought the house back in the '60s,
oh,
so it's
how much was it then?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was around $600-700, and it went up to about nine, and then they had this Proposition 13 that came in.
1978.
Yeah, and it was around like, I think it was $900,000. So mine is really cheap. I only pay like $1,300 a year.
Property tax a year.
For me, yeah, because I'm still under that Proposition 13.
Right.
Now next door, and so they pay lots more. Yeah.
If you was to sell this, the new person would their taxes would be current.
Yeah, way up. Yeah. You remember the fellow named Roy used to live next door there? He had a sister or something. He was the last black person to live there. He moved.
Oh, in these apartments right there? Okay. There's all white people in there now?
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah.
There's white people in this building?
Oh yeah. They moving back in the neighborhood now.
So it went from white to black, now it's going black to white.
Went from white to black, then the Mexicans came in, and now the whites are moving back.
How you feel about that? You feel one way or the other?
Yeah, well, no, I mean, I'm not upset about it, you know what I mean, because they can live there, but yeah, I'm upset about it. No, but I was talking about them, because they put everybody out over there.
To let all the white folks make that rent high over there.
Yeah, and I was talking about them, but at one time, I looked up and I had all white tenants.
Wow.
You let one of them move in, and they do pay their rent on time. You know. Blacks don't always do that. I didn't have that much problem with people since I lived here, you know. But I had to put a few people out. But yeah, it was something to see the way they moving in, you know, stuff like that. And then when they move in, they want to take over. You know, they want to think they own the neighborhood.
Start setting down new rules, huh?
Yeah, they come and complain about I had a dog, and they talk about my dog, you know. And I always been the kind of person that, to me, a dog is an outside animal. We didn't have dogs inside the house when I was coming up. You know, even like in Detroit, when my uncle stuff used to go hunting, they take the dogs go in the trunk back in those days. You know,
damn.
Now, I don't put dogs in my car.
Okay.
You know, not in my car. You know, now it's okay for you to have a dog, you know, but they was complaining about my dog being outside and stuff, and they called the Humane Society on me and stuff. You know, they come out like I was a criminal, man. I said he had food and water. Okay. He had a 12-foot chain on, you know.
That's crazy. You've been here forever, and they knew.
Yeah, and they come here. Yeah, and they come over here and then trying to run things, you know. Yeah.
Have you been back to Detroit? And do you have any plans on moving back?
No, it's too cold. No, I was there year before last.
The property out there is cheap as hell.
It's cheap, yeah. Now, if you live back there, it'd be an investment, you know.
Ain't no stopping us now. We on the move. Ain't no stopping us now. We on the move.